Good morning, and as always, welcome back. Today I'm going to talk to you about a pretty hard-hitting truth. This cold hard truth is applicable to healing from infidelity, whether you're on the unfaithful side or the betrayed side. It's a truth that is applicable to raising kids and to just understanding how to mature in life. The truth that I share with you today that I've had to embrace and I've had to learn, and I think I have gotten okay with it, because there's no way that I would stand here and say that I've arrived and I'm a master at this. I'm trying really hard, and life has taught me how to do it the right way and do it the wrong way. The principle is this: we make our choices, and then our choices make us. You've probably read that or heard that before, but it's so true in repair work. We choose our spouse or our partner, we choose jobs, we choose choices that affect so many people. We just don't understand how our choices are going to impact our friends, our family, our circle. They just don't always resonate internally with us. And when we make these choices, we have a few options. We can run from them and think that we can hide from them. We can defend them and get angry and defensive about them, or we can justify them and try and blame other people for our choices, or we can do what I believe is the most honorable, most mature, most courageous thing that we can do, and that is to own our choices, accept the consequences of our behavior, and make every effort to repair the impact of our choices as best we can. You've heard the phrase or the statement, we are the sum total of our choices, but I don't think that that's complete enough. We are the sum total of our choices and the sum total of how we have accepted the consequences for our choices and lived it out, walked it out, embraced it, and handled it. It's not enough to just say you're the sum total of all the choices that you've made, but how have you handled the choices? How have you embraced the consequences? You're going to make a series of choices today. Some of them will be very small, incremental, and maybe some of them will be larger than you can even imagine. As you look back upon your life, you have made choices. If you're unfaithful, you've made some pretty diabolical choices that you are possibly embracing the consequences for. If you're betrayed, you've been caught in the rubble of another person's choices. And that's hard, and that's difficult, and that's challenging, and it's overwhelming. And then you are then handed a choice. How will you deal with the consequences of the choices of another? It's an incredibly gut-wrenching, awful, hard place to be. Sadly, what we unfaithful do is oftentimes we'll try and deny that our choices made the impact that they did. We'll minimize them. We'll justify them. We'll defend them. We will blame other people for the choices that we've made. Or we'll try and justify them with, well, it wasn't really what I wanted to do. It was just a mistake. It was a stupid mistake. And then we do this unique thing. We jump on the white horse of I'm sorry. And we seemingly come running in on this big white horse to say, okay, I'm sorry. I was wrong. And then we do this other really narcissistic, entitling thing, which is, okay, I've said I'm sorry. Everything's good now, right? I'm on my white horse. I've finally apologized. I've finally accepted responsibility. So we're good. Everything's fine. You should be happy that I have apologized and owned this, and it's been about 5 minutes, and I've apologized and owned my behavior, so can we just stop talking about it and move on? Oh God, if it only was that easy. Simply apologizing for our infidelity or multiple infidelities or an addiction is just not enough. It's a good start, and sure, it's the first step in owning the consequences of our actions, but it doesn't mean everything's okay, and it doesn't mean that a betrayed spouse or partner should just snap right into action because I said I'm sorry. It doesn't work like that. We are in charge of how we own our consequences. One of the most mature things that we can do, if we want to create safety in the heart and mind of the betrayed spouse, one of the most effective things that you can do, one of the smartest things I can do, as an unfaithful, one of the smartest, most compelling things that will make the betrayed start to feel safe and start to let their guard down is own my choices and accept the consequences of my choices. It doesn't mean I can't fight for my marriage or relationship. It doesn't mean I can't be desperate to heal what I've done. But as I embrace the consequences with my head up, my chin up, not constantly reverting to shame and self-hatred and self-criticism, but embracing them like a man or a woman and owning what I've done, I can create safety for the betrayed spouse. Here are a few things that you can do to own your choices and create safety for all parties in the repair process. If you are experiencing a divorce, maybe this can help you navigate through the next season of your life for healing, for restoration, for yourself. Maybe you've still got to be a good parent. Maybe you're going to consider dating again. Maybe you just need to be whole for you. Number one is acceptance. When we accept our choices, when we accept the fact that we've made our choices, when we own them and embrace them and stop defending or deflecting or blaming other people or spiraling into shame, we start to find healing. We start to grow and be mature. We start to create safety for everybody in our life because we stop blaming and we accept the impact of our choices and we make choices to then try and repair the impact of those choices. Next, we realize the impact of our choices is expensive. If you are on a video blog like this, number one, I'm honored. Number two, I'm sorry that you have to be here. And number three, you're not dealing with just choices of businesses or picking a major in school or what sport to play. Those are far different than the impact of infidelity. The choices that you are dealing with are life-changing, life-altering. And the sad thing about our choices is many choices that we make are unfixable, meaning you can't go back. You can't go back and undo it. You've already made a choice to have an affair or multiple affairs. You've already made choices to do some of the things that you've done. And part of your healing is to embrace that fact and realize what you're capable of in darkness. To have respect and be aware of just how dark you can be at times. And respect the fact that you can be a human wrecking ball of a person if you're not careful. Another thing that we do, particularly the unfaithful, is we make a choice, there's an impact, and then we fixate on the reaction of the betrayed to our initial choice, when in reality we made the initial choice. And then we, unfortunately, can become very prideful by throwing the response of the betrayed in their face, when in reality, if we would have more respect and empathy and understanding and grace for the choices that we have made, maybe we would be more compassionate, maybe we would be more understanding, maybe we would be more empathetic to the responses of the betrayed in light of the diabolical, awful, gut-wrenching, life-changing choices that we have made. Now, that is not to shame you, unfaithful. That's to help you understand the impact of your choice. And then to make another choice, which is to say, you know what? I want to do everything I can to help them heal. I want to do everything I can to make myself heal, because that's the honorable thing to do. Next, and I'll end with this, I've had to learn how to do this the last year, maybe 2 years. I've had to learn how to slow down and process. I've spent a lot of time watching the sun set. I've spent a lot of time watching the sun rise. I don't mind telling you, I've had several glasses of whiskey by myself with a beautiful sunset, processing my own pain from childhood, from some abandonment issues, from things that I didn't even necessarily know the, let's say, the gravity of the internal pain and hurt, the rejection, that I have had to experience. I've had to spend a lot of time slowing myself down and processing the pain inside of me. And I want to encourage you to slow down. Find a sunset, find a sunrise, find an ocean, find a lush valley, somewhere that you can slow yourself down and process what you're feeling, because healing is a choice that you have to make. Redemption is a choice that you have to make to redeem your own choices, if it's even possible. But that is your work. Why did you do what you did? Maybe you're on the other side and you've been caught in the undertow of the choices of another. You still have to process your pain and process your hurt and process the other hurt that has been stirred up by the choice of your partner to have an affair. There are so many waves of trauma that we have to process, and you have to slow down and you have to create space to process. I assure you, it's not about just fixating. It's not about just sitting in your pain only, but to process your pain, to allow yourself time to think, time to grieve, and then time to support yourself. While you're in the middle of processing this pain, there's this moment where you realize, instead of what if, there's a shift that says even if. You know what? Even if things don't go the way I want them to go, I'm going to be okay. I'm going to be brave. I'm going to handle it. I'm going to accept it. I'll own it, because there's more life ahead of me. Well, what if they do this? You know what? You can't live that way. We're control freaks by nature. Even if this happens, I'm going to be okay. I will handle it. I will accept it. I will do the work that I need to do, because I am worth it. And everybody in my life needs me to do my own work so that I can be a better friend, a better father, a better mother, a better employee, a better coach, a better human being. Because regardless of what's happened to you that you've brought upon yourself or other people's choices have brought upon you, you still have choices that you can make right now. I hope that you will make a choice to own what you need to own and to heal from what you need to heal from.